Is it worth it to trade over my personal information to yet another service like that of DeleteMe in order to ensure removal of myself from the internet? And if I am willing to make that trade, is DeleteMe even effective in the first place? Join me in this comprehensive review of the DeleteMe product as we ask, is it any good? And can the company behind it be trusted? Signing up. When signing up for DeleteMe, you are going to be inputting a bunch of personal information. There's no way around this. You need to do this in order for the service to work. In my opinion, it's a trade worth making. In exchange for populating your private DeleteMe dashboard with your personal information, you can be quite confident that most, not all, but most of your information will be scrubbed from the internet. Now, is this something you could do yourself? Of course it is. But that would require literally months of work. You would need to first identify every data broker that has published information about you. You would need to locate the means of removal from their website. And you would then have to get in touch with each of these data brokers one by one, requesting removal, sometimes repeatedly. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you probably don't want to be spending your time doing this. With a service like DeleteMe, you then essentially enlist them as an agent who acts on your behalf. So is DeleteMe just a team of magic elves who are somehow 100 times more productive than you are, with special agents dedicated to your case? No, of course not. DeleteMe is simply an algorithm, and that's how it's able to tackle the sheer volume of removal requests that it is. For instance, you can see that DeleteMe has reviewed over 14,000 listings, which essentially means that once a quarter, they run a computer script and automatically ask these sites to remove my info. I also know for a fact that in certain cases, there is a human touch required in order to get yourself removed from a people search site. So after being in the game for over a decade, DeleteMe, I'm sure, has a number of tricks up its sleeve that can get you removed from specific websites where you yourself might not be able to. And that's because while these data brokers are required by law to honor a removal request, there are cases where they don't. Data brokers don't like these takedown requests because they imperil their business model. If everybody wrote to a particular data broker today requesting removal from their site, they would basically be out of business. So when you or DeleteMe request that a data broker remove your information from their website, they might say, sure, we're happy to do so, but make sure that you send an email of exactly 667 words, and the title of the email has your favorite food along with a color, and in the attachment of the email, you attach a high-resolution picture of Timbuktu. Taken before 2006, of course. In other words, there are definitely data brokers out there who maybe technically comply with the letter of the law, but not the spirit of it, and the insider knowledge that a company like DeleteMe has when it comes to getting your information removed from their websites can be a big asset. And as you and I have used the internet over the years, we have left behind a seriously long breadcrumb trail of information. What was interesting when I was making this review is that DeleteMe was actually able to make a connection between a really obscure email alias that I'd set up for online shopping and my real-world identity. Although actually, I guess I should be giving the data broker credit for doing this because it originally appeared on a data broker website, but in any event, I was surprised that the connection had been made and it was one that I wanted to delete. If you want to get a head start at scrubbing your information from the open internet, go ahead and check the video description below for exclusive discounts. As you can see on the screen here, there are going to be results found by DeleteMe where it's not quite sure whether that is your information or not. And so you have the opportunity to go through these alerts and either delete or archive them if they're not you, or if they are, you can instantaneously submit a removal request to DeleteMe. So DeleteMe's bread and butter is really their data removal service, and this is enhanced by an additional feature where it can actually perform a Google search from within DeleteMe and flag any results for removal. So if you do end up signing up for DeleteMe and you're not happy with the initial results, know that you can perform additional searches from within DeleteMe and submit additional removal requests. An additional feature that I found when poking around DeleteMe's backend is that you can actually create email aliases, which are what they sound like. Basically, an email alias is an email that's generated for a specific purpose, so say to use an online shopping portal, and that email will forward to your main email, but it essentially masks who you are. Of course, many of you watching this are going to ask, if I sign up for a service like DeleteMe, can I just use it once and then have scrubbed myself from the internet successfully and be done with it? My answer to that is no, unfortunately not. If you take that approach, it's essentially going to a game of whack-a-mole and you can only strike your hammer once. That's because for these data brokers, data is money, and they are essentially scraping all of the many millions of public databases that are out there. So they might honor your initial removal request, and then 3 months later, when they perform another web scraping, boom, there you go again, once again appearing on a site like, say, Spokio. That said, your first attempt at deleting your data with DeleteMe is likely to yield the highest number of deleted listings. As you can see on the screen here, with my initial scan with DeleteMe, that was almost a year ago now, they removed 57 listings, and with my most recent scan, they removed 17. Clearly, the volume of listings needing removal has gone down, but I'll continue to subscribe to DeleteMe for peace of mind. When it comes to customer support, I can't say that I put DeleteMe's customer support through the ringer, but I did submit a support ticket and I did get a response to that in under 24 hours. And this brings me to one of the things that I really like and appreciate about DeleteMe compared to other software solutions out there, is that they do add a little bit of a human touch to what they're doing. It's easy to get in touch with a real live person at DeleteMe, it's easy to submit custom removal requests, and your support tickets are almost certainly going to be answered promptly. When it comes to pricing, in my opinion, DeleteMe offers very good value. At the time that I'm making this video, if paid annually, DeleteMe comes out to about the cost of a consumer-grade VPN, $10.75 monthly, or if you want 2 people on the plan, it's going to be just over $19. And again, be sure to check any links in the video description below to see what offers we have for you there. Now, when it comes to DeleteMe's competition, there are several options out there. I'll cover a few of them in this video. I'm just now starting to dive into the dark and dirty world of data brokers, so I'm only going to have a few points of comparison for you. The first is the free DIY option. For the vast majority of people watching this video, I don't think it's a good use of your time to manually contact these data broker websites one by one requesting removal, especially given that we know that there is a tendency for these sites to reharvest your information and publish it again months later. One service which I am very familiar with and which I can compare DeleteMe to is Aura. Now, Aura's offerings are a little bit different than DeleteMe's. Aura offers essentially a comprehensive digital security suite. It includes things like VPN, antivirus, identity theft protection, credit monitoring, and they do also have a data broker removal service that's included in that package. Aura's service is definitely a good start at getting yourself removed from some of these data brokers, and they do submit requests monthly as opposed to quarterly with DeleteMe, but Aura's breadth of coverage is simply not as large as DeleteMe's. So by last count, as you see on the screen here, in August, Aura requested removal for me from 11 people search sites, whereas DeleteMe removed me from 17 in September. So I would say if you're looking for an all-in-one digital security solution that includes identity theft protection, credit monitoring, a bunch of other stuff, and has good but not great data broker opt-outs, go with Aura. And if you want broader coverage and you really want to whack as many moles as possible, go with DeleteMe. And if you have the budget and you really want to shore up your defenses, you can do what I do, which is subscribe to both. That's DeleteMe in a nutshell. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one right here. Cheers.